Bruno Fernandes has played every minute for Manchester United so far in 2025, but what is interesting isn't the amount of time the club captain is spending on the pitch, but where he is spending it. Fernandes has always been undroppable at United, not simply because he has the armband on, but because of his influence on the team as the most potent attacking weapon. But that is something Ruben Amorim has begun to sacrifice. Fernandes has started and completed 9 games in a row this year, but in all bar one of them he has at least had a spell in a deeper midfield role. In the last 3 games against FCSB, Crystal Palace and Leicester City, he has been a permanent fixture there as he develops a partnership with Manuel Ugarte. That move partly came about after Kobbie Mainoo was moved further forward in Bucharest. Not only did the academy graduate impress as a number 10, but Amorim has made it clear he has no intention to return the 20-year-old to a deeper role, admitting he was struggling with the defensive side of the game in midfield. That has created a vacancy next to Ugarte, and Fernandes is the man to fill it. Casemiro and Christian Eriksen are both only bit-part players now under the Portuguese head coach, and it seems that both lack the physical attributes to play that role. And with Mainoo's defensive work under the spotlight, it only really leaves Fernandes and rookie midfielder Toby Collier. The partnership between Ugarte and Fernandes has shown early promise. The Uruguayan brings plenty of steel to the midfield and is excellent at winning the ball back and putting opponents under pressure. Fernandes brings a bit more composure and quality in possession, and with United's build-up play under Amorim still being a work in progress, that ability on the ball can be key in deeper areas. Passing stats aren't yet available for the Leicester City game on FBrEF, but the fixtures against Palace and FCSB ranked 1st and 5th for Fernandes this season in terms of passes he has attempted and 2nd and 3rd for successful passes. It shows the influence he now has in that role and the contribution he could make to United's structure from that position. Moving Fernandes to that deeper role has been partly out of necessity, with options for that position next to Ugarte dwindling, but in that area of the pitch, it looks like a realistic option for the future for Amorim. His current problem is that every decision like that can have a knock-on effect, and taking Fernandes away from a number 10 impacts United's creativity. That is a major issue at the moment. Amad, Mainoo, and Alejandro Garnacho have filled those roles behind the striker lately, but they don't yet offer the same reliability and consistency as Fernandes as an attacking weapon. The 30-year-old's record of 88 goals and 78 assists in 269 games for the club is outstanding, but most of those contributions come from attacking midfield. In time, United might be able to replace them, and Fernandes will still contribute from deeper, both in open play and from set pieces. Amad has the potential to be a major source of goals and assists, and Garnacho has been this season, although he has yet to make one of those inside roles his own under Amorim. Mainoo showed in that Europa League game in Bucharest that he has real strengths to bring to an attacking role, notably his ability to work in tight areas and manipulate the ball. He got on the score sheet in that game and had at least one other good chance, but his momentum stalled when he pushed up to the striking role against Palace. Right now, Mainoo, Amad and Garnacho are works in progress. They have the ability to really make that role their own, but they don't yet offer the consistent level of goal threat that Fernandes did. That is the risk with moving the Portuguese playmaker back to a deeper role at this stage of the team's development. Manchester United face Tottenham Hotspur in the Premier League on Sunday afternoon, kick-off 4:30 p.m. United narrowly beat Leicester City 2-1 in their previous match last week in the FA Cup, thanks to a late goal from Harry Maguire that was controversially allowed despite the defender being offside. The Reds will aim to heap further woe on Ange Postecoglou's Spurs, who were recently ousted from both domestic cups and currently sit one spot below United at 14th in the Premier League standings. United will also have their sights set on their upcoming FA Cup 5th round tie against Fulham next month and a pivotal Europa League last 16 encounter. Triumph in either tournament would ensure European football at Old Trafford for next season, with the latter offering a coveted spot in the Champions League. With all that said, below are some of the latest media reports surrounding the Reds, as well as a view on each one. German outlet Bild reports that the Reds have expressed an interest in RB Leipzig's young French centre-back, Castello Luqueba, Lukeba, has a reported £75 million release clause in his current Leipzig contract. It is rumoured that the 22-year-old, who only joined the Bundesliga side from Lyon in 2023, is preparing for a mega deal this summer, opening the door to United. Jamie Carragher has slammed the current state of both Manchester United and Tottenham ahead of their meeting in North London this weekend. You know what Manchester United do, okay, away from home, in sort of big stadium, but Tottenham beat them a few weeks ago. I think this will be 1-1, because I think Man United will go there, but their back five, sit there, try and make it awkward, try and nix up them. And I'm not sure Tottenham have got enough to score a few goals, even the energy. Manchester United return to action on Sunday afternoon, away at Tottenham in the Premier League, kick-off 4:30 p.m. Ruben Amorim's side were fortunate to beat Leicester City 2-1 in the FA Cup last time out, after Harry Maguire's late winner was incorrectly allowed to stand despite the defender being offside. They will now be looking to pile more misery on Ange Postecoglou and Spurs, who were knocked out of both domestic cups recently and sit one place, 14th, below United in the Premier League table. The Reds will also have one eye on their FA Cup fifth-round tie against Fulham next month, as well as a crucial Europa League last 16 clash. Winning either competition will guarantee European football at Old Trafford for next season, with the latter securing a lucrative place in the Champions League. United will reportedly rival Arsenal for Atalanta forward Matteo Retegui. French outlet Foot Mercato claimed that the Reds have been impressed by his impressive performances. The striker is having a great season with 23 goals scored already. It is said that the Gunners, Aston Villa and Paris Saint-Germain are also interested. Former United striker Teddy Sheringham has criticised the latest round of redundancies at the club under Sir Jim Ratcliffe's Ineos, admitting his confusion at the decision to cut even more staff numbers. All those people that he's made the cuts on, they're all important kinds of people, most of them. Lots of them are on minimum wage, he told Feneria.it. It's all those people around the club that make the club feel homely. All those little members of staff that don't get a lot of money but they're around, that love the club, that make people feel welcome when they come into the club. All those players, all those wives and girlfriends or families that come into the football club, these people serve them and they've all been discarded. Football is not like any other business. You need those people around the football club. I'm not really sure what you're gaining by doing it, to be honest, especially when you consider the money the club makes or what certain players are getting on a weekly basis. Manchester United defender Lisandro Martinez has hit back at Paul Scholes after the club legend criticised him, saying the ex-midfielder wouldn't survive in Argentina. Martinez has been ruled out for the rest of the season after it was confirmed the 27-year-old had suffered an anterior cruciate injury in his knee following United's 2-0 home defeat to Crystal Palace earlier this month. Before then, Martinez had been a near ever-present for the Red Devils, but has been involved in some dismal team performances that have seen United fall to 13th in the Premier League table. Scholes recently slammed Martinez when discussing United's lack of quality to win titles. He said the former Ajax defender was not at the level the club need to return to the glory days. Speaking on the overlap fan debate via Sky Bet, he said, even when Martinez is fit, he's not good enough to win the Premier League with. Martinez was clearly fired up by Scholes' words as he fired back in a post on Instagram, replying, "This Jinx guy is really hurting. You put him in Argentina and he wouldn't survive." Scholes is never afraid to speak his mind about United players and recently said he would include Martinez in 8 players the club should sell, as well as Marcus Rashford, Matthijs de Ligt, Luke Shaw, Mason Mount, Casemiro, Antony and Joshua Zirkzee. Martinez, who arrived for £55 million in 2022, is not the only United defender who came under fire from Scholes. The 50-year-old also savaged de Ligt, calling him a concern while also critiquing Lenny Yoro. His de Ligt's age 25, and his amount of clubs already concerns me. He was brilliant at Ajax, he seems to be getting worse as he gets older. Bayern Munich, Juventus, they've let him go for some reason. Where are your ambitions? I'm talking about getting a team to win the Premier League. Are you going to win the Premier League with de Ligt and Yoro as your centre-halves? You a fan said you think they're quite good. Is quite good enough? Look, Yoro is a young player, but I haven't liked what I've seen so far. Did you see the Southampton game? He's a young player. He's one centre-half I would keep when I talk about that spine and two centre-halves.